So hello, I'm Rhiannon, I'm 45 and I have decided to set up my own YouTube channel because not only do I work full time in a corporate job, but I've decided to juggle hormones and hustle with an online business and taking one step at a time. Please come and join me on my journey to see if I can truly do what I believe and have always wanted to do, is to sack the boss, retire at a far decent better age than 67, 68 years of age that it's going to be, which for me is only 22 years away, and that's scary. So if you can relate to anything that I'm going through with the menopause, with life, having enough of life, having enough of having to go to work and just feel like it's a thankless job sometimes and struggle financially, come and join me. Come and see what I'm all about. See how far I get with this, because I believe that things are going to get interesting. We should find out. Watch me on my journey. Stay tuned, and I will do some videos with you weekly, just to document how life is. Sometimes you'll be at home, sometimes you'll be at a different location, sometimes I'll be out and about. But come and join me and see how I get on in the real world. So thank you for being here. This journey for me has been quite thought-provoking, self-reflecting life, really. I've got to the stage now where I'm really questioning a lot of things. I'm questioning my choices in life. I'm questioning my sanity. You know, if you're going through the menopause, if you're peri or menopausal, trust me, it's real. And if you're going through it, I feel you, I feel your pain, I feel your frustration, and I understand what it's like not to feel yourself anymore, not to feel like you recognize who you are, not having memory like you used to have, having to write things down all the time because you're going to forget things, which is so easily done. Slight distractions, boom, gone. Can't think of what it was that you were supposed to be doing in the first place, or what you were asked to do in work or family life, whatever it is. And do you know what? I've just had enough. So I have always had a desire that I will work for myself. And 25 plus years ago, I remember having a conversation with colleagues in work. And I used to say then, do you know what? Working for someone else isn't for me. And it was never meant in a big-headed way. It was never like, I'm too precious to work. It's not that. It's just I always felt like I wanted to do me, do my own thing. I didn't want to be working for someone else. I didn't want to be dictated to by someone else. I didn't want to have to go and ask for leave to go away on holiday. I didn't want to have to ask permission. Can I go to a family relative's funeral or a friend's funeral? And it's just like a combination of things that build up over time. And also it depends on how you're managed. It also depends on the company that you work for, how great their policies are or not, as the case may be. It depends if you have an understanding team around you, an understanding manager. You know, there's so many factors, and that's without saying about your own personal life, you know. And I've certainly moved around a lot over the years, from living in London, in different parts of England, Essex, coming back home now to Wales. I've been home since 2006, and I still feel this desire and this determination and this fire within me that I need to do something for me. I need to do something that now I feel is online. That's literally how life is. Everything is going online, more or less. The amount of jobs that have changed. AI is now a massive feature and is being brought into all sorts of work in businesses, council environments, all sorts. You know, companies are changing. They have to. You have to move with technology, right? And I've got no issue with change. I've got no issue with technology. But then that makes me question things like, how safe is my current job? How safe or how long will I be in my current job as a full-time staff member? Because they are bringing AI into the workplace, and I think it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love AI. I use ChatGPT. I think it's a fantastic tool that you can use. It has a lot of good benefits. However, How long will it be before they no longer need people like myself in the current job role that I'm in? Because technically speaking, 5-10 years down the line, AI could be that sophisticated that they may not need me anymore. And then what am I going to do? Because I still won't be old enough to retire. My current pension pot, even if I was to work up to 22 years time, another 22 years, where I would be retirement age, because I'm already 45 now, how would I survive? Because my pension will not cover my outgoings now. It will not. It's just not gonna, it's just not doable. It's not viable, you know? I just think, my God, what am I gonna do? So if any of this that I'm saying resonates with you, please comment, please like, please subscribe, you know. It would be so good to hear from you and to hear your thoughts and your views and what you're doing to change your situation, to make improvements. And if you've already done so, please share, because I would love to know what you're up to get out of this situation, you know. Now, I'm not in a position where I can rely on family. I don't have I do have parents, yes, they're alive, but we don't have that relationship. So I cannot rely on them at all for where I live, money, anything. I've never been able to. Long story, won't go into it, but that's life, right? I can cope with that fine. But the fact is, security is my motivation. Security is something that, especially with the pandemic that happened 5 years ago. Now, back 5 years ago, I left a job at the beginning of COVID, and I'd worked for the first 6 months into COVID, and then I was offered a job to go back and work somewhere else. I won't say where. So I gave up my notice in my old job. I relocated back to being near to where this place was, so I could commute much better, sensibly, keep my costs down. Then the day that I was due to start that job again, we went back into lockdown, and that company pulled the plug on the inductions. They decided that they were not going to employ staff, and they were just going to let it go. So there was me 5 years ago, COVID. I can't claim furlough because I just walked out of a job, left a job with given notice, thinking that I was going to start back with a company that would be flexible. I thought work-life balance. Didn't even happen. So that alone set me back financially, put me in debt, and it's horrific. And having to then sign on for the first time in my life, I go on to benefits, which I'm not used to doing. I've never had to do. I've always worked. I've always had a full-time job, a bar job on top, or whatever. And then to then be able to work for a long period of time with COVID still on the go, and, you know, borders shut, you can't leave your front door, or you can't leave where area you live in, borders shut, can't even travel into England, and so on. So very limited. And I just think, my goodness, if that was to happen again, or I was to lose my job, how would I cope mentally, you know? And no matter what people say, when you go for jobs and you go over a certain age, that can also affect your chances of actually getting a job. Now, what I mean by that is, okay, legally, people can't refuse you for an interview, no. But reality is this: if I was to go for an interview, and I say I'm 50, and I'm going up against people that are half my age, and they're very capable, skilled, knowledgeable, done their homework, their research, everything, very keen and eager, as equally as I am, would they choose me with my experience and life experience? Or would they go with someone half my age who, technically speaking, not that I'm ageist, right? So let's get that out there now. But would they employ me? And if there was only one position, would they take me on? It's down to that person, of course, and that employer at the time. And I'm not saying this as a negative. I'm just being realistic. And I think, again, I don't want to be in that position where I'm having to go up against people that are half my age, potentially still live at home, maybe, don't have the same responsibilities, maybe. It's hypothetical, of course. But this is the situation that's going through my mind now. And I don't even want to be there. I don't even want to it sounds like I'm catastrophizing, and I'm not, but I just like to be real. I like to be realistic with life. I like to logically put things in my mind so I know where I am, where I'm going. And the long and the short of it is this, that I took the plunge last year. I decided last November that I was going to become a business owner online. Now that business is still going, it's ticking over nicely, and I look at it more like a high interest account for the way that that one is set up. Then fast forward nearly 2 months ago, I was approached by someone, and long story short is I've now started that business as well, which is in travel. And travel is a passion of mine. Absolutely love travel. Travel for me gives me purpose. Now, I don't have children. Sadly, it didn't happen for me. From one story to another, I didn't have any children. I've never been pregnant. Wouldn't know what it's like to be pregnant. Okay. So for me, what's kept me going over the years is being able to go away, whether it's in the UK, whether it's going abroad to somewhere warm, but that's what drives me. That's what I look forward to when I work full time and work very hard, long hours, apart from paying bills. And yeah, I don't know why I never thought of it before, why I never actually thought about it. It was staring me in the face for all these years, but there we are. It is what it is. The point is, I decided and I took action, and I started this business wholeheartedly because I just feel like online is the way to go. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I don't know whether or not you have an online business or businesses, multiple. So this is why I've decided to start YouTube, being online, and because I absolutely love YouTube. I can't even speak. I pay for the premium YouTube package because I've always watched YouTube for many, many years now. Before COVID, my viewing time has gone up and up and up over the years to the point where I do not have normal TV anymore. I purely watch YouTube. That is my channel. That is my go-to on a daily basis. And again, I just thought, again, that's staring in front of your face, Rhi. Why didn't you just do a channel yourself? Why didn't you create a channel yourself and reach out to people that are like me, that are determined, are driven? Just because you're over a certain age doesn't mean that you don't have purpose or ambition or drive. You know, people like myself of an age of 40 plus, you know, we have life experience. We have so many stories that we can already tell. And from the generation that I come from, where I was born in 1980, our experience to life is so different. You know, before the mobile phones and the technology that we've got now, which is nothing wrong to say about technology because we have to move with the times. I'm all for that. I've got no issue whatsoever. But the nostalgia, I suppose, as well, and the love that I have for back then, you know, when you used to go and play outside, and, you know, the way that you knew you had to be home was when the lamps or the street lights would come on. You know, that was your signal that you had to get home because it was getting late. It's so different now, isn't it? And there was the time where back then you were told never to sit too close to the TV because it's bad for your eyes. And now technology is with AI and the AR, you know, those things that you put on your eyes now, isn't it? And you can actually watch yourself in this simulation as if you're on a roller coaster or you're in a country or whatever it is that you want to watch, to give you that sensation and feeling that you're there, which is fantastic and I think is brilliant. But that's right in your face, isn't it? That's right in your eyes. So a lot of things I question, a lot of things I reflect on, and I digress. But I will promise you that I will put a video out every week, at least once a week, maybe more, depending on my schedule, depending on how life goes, whatever. But I would love it if you came with me on my journey. I would love it if you would show me your support, your kindness. And I would love for this channel to genuinely be a safe space, because I'm also an advocate for mental health. I did train in mental health nursing for 2 years, and I've also worked in general nursing in various hospitals across Wales over time. Back back a few years ago now. I no longer do that now, but I've got a lot of respect for the area of the business, or the area of work, nursing for people, caring for people, working in care homes, working in brain injury units, mental health secure units. I've lost 2 friends to suicide, and that was within a space of 8 months, where I lost one and then the other. And so it can affect you, and that's without the loss of general family and friends, and sometimes grief as well. Like, I trained as well in bereavement support as a support worker a number of years ago now, and I've got to say that I still find with some people find it still difficult to talk about death. And I don't want to sound doom and gloom and morbid, but these are all things that I will touch upon in separate videos along the way. And if you've got any ideas and any requests that you would like me to do a video on, of course I will certainly look into it and think, is it something that I can talk about and you know, bring into my channel, into my world? Of course I will think about it and have a look into it for you. Will I do it? Not sure, but until I get those suggestions, who knows? But overall, I'm a massive advocate for mental health, so I would love it if everyone could be kind to each other who comment on this channel. Your engagement and your input is vital and is so important, and I couldn't do it without you. So please like, please subscribe, please watch my video through to the end. Even if you don't like hearing what I'm saying, turn the sound off and just let it play. But I would love it if you could just, you know, give me that time and respect, and I will certainly give you the time and respect back. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Watch this space, that's all I'm going to say. So if you're looking for freedom, if you're 40 plus, if you're younger than 40, I still welcome you to come along and watch and be a part of this community as well. You know, it's just, this is where I am in life, and I would love to be able to relate to so many people out there. Perimenopausal, menopausal, mental health, whatever. If you're looking to do an online business, yes, reach out to me. I can potentially give you information about what I do and whether or not it could be suitable for you. That's also an alternative as well. And also I will do videos on them individually as businesses as well in the coming weeks, months, whatever, on this channel. All around working full time. But it's possible, and that's the thing. Are you ready? Are you driven? Are you battling, knowing your identity, who you are, what you are? Do you have like the, what do they call it? The empty nesting syndrome, where you now have grown up children who have now gone off to university or maybe even graduated. And life is a lot different to how it used to be. You're used to having a noisy house environment. You know, you're finding something, you want to do something for you, basically, you know, then keep watching, because you never know. I may come up with something that you might be interested in, or you can relate to, like I say. Anyway, that's enough for me today. I really, really hope that you will be a part of this community. And yeah, onwards and upwards, guys. Here's to finally starting life at 40 over. Here's to freedom. Anyway, take care, stay blessed. Until next time, speak to you soon.